the end of the day, selling is transferring a feeling. If you don't have the feeling, you can't transfer it. If you don't have a good, positive feeling, dude, you're an actor. You have to sell and run your business from a place of positivity. And however you get there, God bless you. Welcome to the Primeau Show, episode 103, and I have two absolute rock stars with me. Steve Karns, the VP of Sales and Business Development at Bedding Industries of America, and Stu Carlitz, the owner and CEO of Bedding Industries of America. We are going to take a sneak peek at Vegas, and we're not going to let these guys get off the hook without giving us some of their wisdom. So let's pay the bills first, and let's get these gentlemen on the show very soon. If you have not read my book, Sell a Million, what are you waiting for? There's never been a better time to get great ideas on how to get more traffic into your stores. And I want to say thank you for my friends at the Mattress Industry Network who sponsor the show and are doing a lot of great things for the industry. Over 1,600 members strong. It is a group that is absolutely free. If you are in the mattress industry, we want you in this group. It is a group run by retailers for the benefit of the entire industry. If you want to help build your business, market, sell, and succeed in the mattress industry, this is the group for you. It's absolutely free. Tell them Pete sent you. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Stuart.
Hey, good morning.
We lost Stuart.
Oh, he'll be back.
There he is. There he is.
He always makes a grand entrance.
Yes, absolutely. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, Stuart, for the first time. And Steve, this should be called the Pete and Steve Show because you've been on it so many times. Hey, good morning, Steve. Thank you very much for sponsoring my show. Appreciate the fact that you're here with us. Listen, before we get into product, which I'm dying to get into, I just want to ask you guys a question. And the question is, how is retail out there right now? And what are the guys doing, guys and gals, I should say, what are they doing to win right now?
Well, Steve, are you going to?
Sure. I'll jump right on there. It isn't like the previous few years that we've had, when there were stimulus checks out there, everybody was stuck at home. They were going out to improve their homes. What all those good times are sort of behind us. We're finally getting all those deliveries, at least on the furniture side of it, to those customers that ordered. Warehouses were stuffed to the gills, and now they're starting to get back into a normal range. So, retail for sure is going to, I'm going to say, get back to 2019, 2018 levels. That doesn't mean that you have to accept it. There's ways to win your market share, but we are in market share battlegrounds now. This isn't, every deal that came through the door that you wrote. Now you got to fight for every inch. And we have a lot of strong retailers that we do business with right now, and they are really pushing us for sales training and getting their sales associates up to 100%.
Let me jump on that and unpack that for a quick second. We ran into a brick wall as reps a couple of years ago. We were trying to set up sales meeting, and the retailers actually wouldn't let us because they had all the business they could handle. But Mr. and Mrs. Retailer, use us. Most of us who are really good reps, we love to do sales training. We love to help you train your people. Use us. We want to train your people. Steve, you were talking, so I'm going to let you continue.
Oh, I was just going to say, yesterday morning, we did a big power meeting at one of our retailers in South Jersey, and it was spectacular. We had a great 2-hour session with all their salespeople, and I think that was the owner again pushing us to get in there and get his people back up to speed. And I don't want to say that the retail sales associates became lazy, but they didn't have to push as hard to make those deals. And there's a whole bunch of things that happen because of, the new business climate, is that there's going to be less transactions. So when you have less transactions and you sell cheaper or you sell at the same level, your sales are going down. You need to get all the additional add-ons. You need to get upgrades, not only in more expensive products, but in larger sizes. I mean, that's a great way to upgrade a cell, is by selling a king size instead of a queen. And then, when you do that, then all the other good things come along. The new maybe headboard, maybe a new bedroom suit, new sheets, mattress pads, pillows, et cetera, et cetera.
Awesome. Great stuff. One of the things that happen to all salespeople, whether we're a sales rep or whether we're a sales professional that works a retail floor, when business comes at us too fast and too hard, we start to lose the conditioning that we had in our selling muscles, right? We get a little soft, and now is the time to get your reps in and to get your conditioning in, so that you're paying attention to every little thing about your sale. Are we fully serving? I hate the word upsell, because to me, when you are not showing mattress protection, when you are not showing pillows, when you are not showing adjustable beds, when you are not showing everything that helps somebody sleep better, you're underserving the customer. So the word that I like is fully serving. It's 2 words, I guess. Fully serving the customer. And I think it's so important now than ever. I see you in the background there, Stuart, and you're dying to get into this. So please share with us your wisdom, man. You're one of, I've never shared this with you, Stuart, but we've had common people in our lives before we started working together, and it's just been an absolute pleasure to work with you and to watch you a little bit closer, and to see how you think and how you do things, and to see how we serve our customers. I'm very proud to be associated with Bedding Industries of America. So I'm sorry to maybe perhaps embarrass you a little bit on the show, but I had to say that, or God would have hit me with a lightning bolt.
Well, we're very thrilled to have you as part of the team, and you couldn't be in better company than to have Steve along, working with you in your marketplace and in general. Steve really hit on the state of the economy as far as the mattress economy goes. Basically, we've returned to a new normal, and basically the events, the major holidays, is what's driving the strong surges in traffic, and the retailers that are creating their own events are bringing the consumer through the door. And as much as the recession has affected a portion of the public, there's still a lot of people out there that are still in the market for a mattress and will be in the market for a mattress. And we've been busy. I mean, we've been working full weeks. We've been putting in overtime. We see that the consumer is out there and they're shopping. It's mainly the middle end. So it's the middle class that's out there shopping strong. and the higher end customer remains engaged and shopping strong for better products, better value, more story. And we've been fortunate in that we have a diverse product line, so we fill all the niches. I was looking in the background where Steve is, and I see the Beatles, I see Bruce Springsteen, and I see Ernest Hemingway. And it's really interesting how David has those images together, because Ernest Hemingway has such notoriety and such brand awareness. There's a whole website alone on the Ernest Hemingway collection, which is involving everything from restaurants to hotels to floor covering and pillows and mattresses, of course. And we've had tremendous success with the Ernest Hemingway collection. We've had it since 2007, and it's stronger now than it's ever been. And our other brands, Eastman House Lifetime has taken on tremendous success in that heavy duty type quality, and very attractive looks, fresh looks, with great story, high density foams, thicker wire, organic cotton, better cotton initiative fabrics. And we run the gamut when it comes to premium sleep products. And we carry what today's consumer is looking for, and therefore we continue to keep our factories busy and our group members busy. We've got some great factories coast to coast, licensed factories and company-owned factories, and we're very pleased with what we see happening in the marketplace, despite the softening in the economy. So that's where we're at.
Thank you. Well, I guess that leads us right into the next question, Steve. And, Hemingway has just been an absolute breath of fresh air in the industry in general. And the success of the single-sided Hemingway product led to the introduction of the two-sided Artisan. And our friend Jeff Janot, I remember having a conversation with you and Jeff and David at market, hoping that we could convince Stuart to bring it out. And of course, obviously, Stuart signed off on it, and it's been an incredible hit. Everywhere we put this, it sells immediately. Can you talk a little bit about the Hemingway Artisan, and anything you want to, really?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to tell you, when you, and again, Stuart, he's involved with every step that we do. When we create a product, I mean, the first desk it goes to is Stuart's desk, and he gives us the direction. And unfortunately, David couldn't be here to talk about his babies, but the two of us, I'm pretty sure, are involved. I sit behind David, and every 5 minutes he asked me to give him an opinion on his next thought. The level of product that Artisans are, David always talks about the grill of the car, and I'm just going to start there. I mean, we put handles the whole way around on the foot of the bed. They're all monogrammed handles. Not only are they beautiful addition to the bed, and by the way, still among housewives, handles are one of the number one desired features on a mattress. But we have a process that we put handles on. I always say a mattress is made up of 1,000 details. And if you go to the smallest detail and see how that one's handled, you'll understand how the bigger details are handled. And on our handles, I mean, we're box stitching every single handle to the border and then seaming it into the tape edge. Small potatoes to the big scale of things. But those attention to details are really what separates us. And I have a thought that I wanted to share. and it's sort of going to embarrass Stuart a little bit because he's on air with us. But we Stuart and I's relationship started back in the '80s, and he's a road warrior just like you and I, Pete, and he still has that burn in his heart, to go out there and win at retail, because that's really, that's where the battles are fought. And so he gives us the tools that we need to go out there and compete. And when you go into the artisan collection, we have a flax cotton cover on the top that's striped, that absolutely beautiful covers. Underneath that, they're putting the Tasha silk. It's a heavy bat of silk that's placed right underneath that cover. We're still using the GOT certified New Zealand wools quilted up into that cover. All of those components. I always say the Tasha silk is like nature's PCM. It keeps the surface of the mattress cooler. It allows more airflow through. These are things that are really important. I just was out in at a conference out in Phoenix, Arizona, and we were staying at a high-end Marriott property. And I'm going to tell you, for 4 nights, my shoulders hurt. First night I got home, got into my own bed. All of a sudden, the pain in my shoulders are away. Now, guess what? That's mainly because of towel lay. And the next component down in every one of our artisans is a layer of towel lay. And, which I really do. I'm a big believer in that component as far as durability, comfort, stretch, being able to breathe. I mean, it's a fabulous component. And then, at the heart of those artisans is world-class mechanics. It's a double stack nested coil that's placed inside a adjustable friendly rail system. And everything we built on the top side, we do on the bottom side. They're exactly the same. So you end up with I call it a true masterpiece. And I'm sure Stuart has many things that he could add to what I just told you.
Stuart, have at it.
Well, you really covered the construction. The pocketed coil system that we use, as Steve mentioned, is a double stacked nested pocketed coil, and we use that coil as a comfort layer by itself in some of our premium bedding. However, it's actually the same coil. It's a 4-inch height, but it's the same coil that would go into a 6-inch pocketed coil, and it's compression packed into the 4-inch height coil. So putting 2 of those together, and they're perfectly aligned, so you get true coil on coil support and comfort all in one unit. And it's a premium spring, and it's going to give you support, comfort, confirmation to the body, eliminating pressure points. That, in conjunction with towel latex, is really best combination out there. I've always felt that towel lay over pocketed coil was really the best sleep system, allowing for greater airflow than having a piece of latex right on top of foam, or even on top of more latex. Pocketed coil just allows for more of a ride and definitely gives you a cooler sleep surface. And that's what I've been sleeping on for years. I know, Steve, I think Steve, you have the all latex beds, don't you?
Yep, I do.
Steve's got the all latex beds that we made for Sattva, and they still run that, and they're still a tremendous success at Sattva. And it's one other thing I wanted to mention, bringing up Sattva, is today's dealers need to embrace the internet. So years ago, all the brick and mortar retailers would advertise in print newspapers Thursday night, which was the food day for print newspaper advertising, or they would be on television or radio. Today, the strongest mode of advertising for the brick and mortar retailer is the internet. You can look at the success the internet retailers have had, growing from 10 to 20 to now upwards of 32% market share in the bedding category. And brick and mortar retailers need to have their website fine-tuned with the right search engine optimization, so that when a consumer walks out the door, picks up their cell phone and says, mattress near me or luxury mattress near me, they come up. You know, it's a matter of, it's a necessity today. And those retailers that are not embracing it are going to lose. The retailers that are embracing it are going to be the winners. And if there's any tidbits or advice that I could give today, is to invest more in your internet, your website, your SEO, and even a Google ad spend. You really don't need to do the Google ad spend as much as having your strong website for your area and where your store is. But a Google ad spend will only put it on steroids.
That's great advice. I'm going to unpack that just a little bit. Any of you retailers out there that have been neglecting your website, you really, really have to step up your game. It's huge. It is more important today than it's ever been. Customers have fundamentally changed the way they shop. This is the way they shop, guys. Yeah. Whether you want to believe it or you don't want to believe it, Mrs. Jones shops this way. And we not only do we have to have great websites and invest in the proper CEO, but you need to do a test. Everybody out here who has a website, pull up on a smartphone your website. If it's not easily read, you've got more work to do. It has to be optimized for a smartphone. If it's not optimized for a smartphone, you've got to get there. I love that. Thank you so much, Stuart. That's the best advice we could ever give our dealers. And it has nothing to do with product. Product is secondary until they have found you. And they're going to find you. Where are they going to find you? They're going to find you on Google. They're going to find you looking for 5-star online reviews. They're going to find you in a search for mattresses, whether that's on map or somewhere else. You have to be optimized properly, and you need to find resources and people who know it, and perhaps other retailers who are sophisticated this way, and learn what they're doing so that you can reach out to more people and be super successful. You know, it used to be that we could just, Steve, what you got to say? Do you think salespeople got lazier, or do you think that because of the labor market, we have fewer professional salespeople? Wow, that's a great question. Steve, Stuart, you guys want to have at that?
Sure. I'll just make one real quick observation. And, Pete, I'm about your age.
Yes, you are.
And I will say that I lost more friends out of the marketplace during COVID than that would have naturally happened. And, they were all professionals. They had their 401ks loaded up. COVID came. They were sitting at home, and all of a sudden they said, you know what, I don't need to work anymore. I sort of like being at home, but, and they bowed out. And, I have actually like 4 or 5 really good friends that are now retired. And I think that, a lot of retail salespeople, the stores were closed, and, they just sat there and said, I'm done. I'm of that age to retire. The problem is, I don't think there's as many young salespeople on the floors today. And when you do find a good young one, that's a really valuable commodity. And you better really take care of them because they're few and far between. And that goes, across all industries. Is there, is it because there's fewer salespeople out there? Let's face the facts that in sales, it is probably the most important job in the economy, because without a salesperson selling something, nothing else moves. The manufacturing doesn't move, the transportation doesn't move, the economy doesn't move. So we do reward our salespeople. They probably make good incomes regardless of what products that they're selling. But my point being is that we need to go out and recruit. And we need to let people know that we have great opportunities for them. Selling furniture and mattresses, while it takes a skill set, it's an easily obtained skill set. And I laughed. I was at a conference and I was speaking to one of the owners, and there was and by the way, we were all out of town, and there was a young girl that was really hustling at the restaurant, waiting on tables. And the next day I noticed her. I said something to James Short, look how hard that girl's working. The next day we're at the conference, and the owner of the one franchise or owner came in and said, hey, I have an interview I got to go to. And I said, oh, really? I said, you're 200 or 2,000 miles from home. Who are you interviewing? He goes, do you see that young girl that was really hustling at the restaurant last night? And I said, yeah. He goes, I'm interviewing her. I'm going to see if she'll come up and work for me. And she's going to take the job, but that's what you got to do. You got to keep your eyes open, and yeah, it's always finding people were the hardest thing. I look at our organization, first class people hire first class people, and we are loaded up with some really, really good people. And one of the things that I said to Stuart and Steve Shortino when I first got here is, there's a lot of 60-year-olds in your company. We need some young blood. And then, Steve came in, and then Phil came in, and Jared came in. Jared and Phil are Stuart's son. And I will tell you, they have been a breath of fresh air. They're so smart. They're so attuned. They're very well trained. But they also learned some skills outside of the industry and brought those skill sets into our industry. And, I take my hat off. I tell Stuart all the time, I love working with his sons. They're absolutely great.
Yeah, I can vouch for Phil. I don't work with Jared, but Phil is absolutely a breath of fresh air. He's young, he's energetic, he's passionate, he cares, and he listens. And not all owners listen. So my hat is off to you, Stuart, for having sons that are, everyone that I meet share the same stories that we're almost word for word what I just said and what Steve just said. Super smart, super passionate, and they listen and they care. They're respectful. They're everything you would want in the next generation. So I don't know
Thank
how
you.
well you take compliments, Stuart,
Thank
but
you. No, I appreciate it. They're good boys. And, it's Phil is just turned 30 years old. Jared's coming up on 37. And Steve, you're right. We do need to bring in the new generation. And I see that happening both in the wholesale end of the business and at retail. I see the major retailers that are looking to bring in new people are successful at bringing in new people. And they're doing it by offering the right benefit packages, the right compensation plans, and being fair to their employees. And that's what you need to do to keep good people today. You got to treat them like family. And that's the that's the attitude that I've had my entire career. And, you see it in my factory with people there for 30 plus years. I could say 40 plus years, but there's not too many of them. But we keep people, and we keep them because we treat them right, and we compensate them. And that's what the brick and mortar retailers need to do today. And, I go into Raymore and Flanagan stores, and I see their floors packed. The bullpen's packed with people. There's people speaking to customers, and even if I'm going into a mattress firm store, I see guys there that are trained. And that's what we need to do. We need to bring them in, we need to embrace them, and we need to train them. And that's the key to our success. Pete, I'm talking your language. I mean, that's what your book is all about, showing the retail salesperson or the owner that they can bring in millions in business. And you go into these stores, and through training, you find the rising stars, and they're the guys that are going to pick up your book and read it, and people that are looking to self-improve and to be the best at what they're doing. My dad always said to me growing up, it doesn't matter what you do, just be the best at it. And the furniture industry is a great business. It's furniture, bedding, appliances. Our industry has taken into every aspect of the home. And I see certain stores that are just doing so well because of their work ethic and what they instill in their people. And that's what we need to do as an industry. We need to constantly attract new and younger people, and we need to bring them along. So it's a good topic for sure.
It's a great topic, and I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to Lori Harshman, a 28-year veteran who's packing her stuff up in Virginia and moving back to her home in Ohio. She's going to represent us in northern Ohio and western PA. Lori says, "Hi all, happy Monday. Happy to have this on while I pack for my big move." I met Lori working for Anthony Amato for World of Sleep. That's how long I've known her, over 25 years. Yep. And to watch her grow into one of the best reps at Serta, and to watch her just blossom over the years, and now to be able to work with her firsthand, my retailers are in for a treat. You want to talk about somebody who can train salespeople? She is a phenom. Sorry if I'm putting you on the spot, Lori.
By the way, Lori, welcome on board with Pete. And I'm sure you're going to have great success. I look forward to meeting you soon and doing a bunch of great things with you.
Thanks, Steve. Chris, can you pull up Central Mattress Central's comment, Tyler Rich's comment about Harvest? Google Merchant Products sold a Harvest on our website organically. No paid ad, just a good web page with good content and info. Tyler, thank you for that. And, welcome to the family of Harvest dealers. And Harvest is something that is truly unique. Steve, I'm going to let you kind of dive into Harvest, because we would not be doing ourselves justice without talking about Harvest. Thank you, Lori. Thank you for coming on board. We are so excited to have you. You have no idea.
Well, first, thank Tyler. He's been a very big supporter of BIA, and greatly appreciate everything that Tyler's been doing for us down there. Harvest Green is the, I say it every time I'm on your show. If you're a retailer and you're not in the Harvest Green program, get into our space in Las Vegas and learn about this program. It is a mattress program that every retailer in the country should be fighting for. It is a revenue share program. We don't sell your customers. We want you to be part of our a real partner in our Harvest Green program. Stuart had a lot to do with this program getting launched. We've talked about it for years. When I first came on board, we talked about how do you get a web-based product into a brick and mortars space, and this is how you do it. This is the only right way of doing it. It's a way that you can be part of something much bigger on a national basis. The way that we have built this system is that there is a national website that consumers can go on and purchase all natural latex hybrids. But the website is really designed to drive those customers that are on that national website into the local retailer so that they can try the beds. When that happens, the local retailer shares the revenue of that sale. And nobody else is doing that. You're not getting it from any of the other internet players that are asking you to put their products on their floor, and customers come in and they look at the product on your floor and then they go and buy it online, and you get nothing back on that sale. But when you're on a Harvest Green program, you're getting the revenue off that sale back into your pocketbook. And I think it's pretty spectacular all the way around. I know 100% that if I was a retailer and I had brick and mortar, I would absolutely have Harvest Green on for a multitude of reasons, not just the revenue share, but the product has a great look. It has great features and benefits. It's super comfortable, and it's sellable at retail, unlike some other, internet-based companies. So, and being that it's a sustainable, natural product, let me tell you, this way our industry is moving. And so it's right on so many different levels. And you always try to match up, get your check marks for the products. Well, there's so many check marks that go in that Harvest Green box because it's a wonderful product. It's a wonderful program. And there's only a finite amount of dealers that's going to be able to carry it because once you own your area, you own your area. And I'm sure Stuart can add a lot of good things that I missed.
Well, thanks, Steve. And one thing I'd like to bring to the forefront is the greatest success of Harvest is based upon the organic SEO that takes place. So we are taking the momentum of over 100 dealers today that have it on their websites that link to our website. Consumers are walking into the stores, and if they're not buying at the point of sale at the brick and mortar store and they purchase afterwards, that means they had to go on and search it on the internet. And these additional searches nationwide is what is creating organic SEO. And this comes back to what we spoke about a little bit earlier as far as embracing the internet. This is the name of the game today. And you're right, Steve. This is a first where you have a true bricks to clicks program where a retailer, if the consumer leaves that store and thinks about that purchase for 2 weeks, then makes the purchase, even if they don't make the purchase at that store, that dealer gets the revenue of that sale. This has not been done before, and it is having great success throughout the country. There are still key markets available We have some major retailers looking at this for their markets, but above and beyond them, there's over 100 retailers that have already signed up and are enjoying the benefits of the Harvest program. It's a niche market. Today's consumer, if they can buy a product that's organic and all natural, and it doesn't cost them really extra to buy it, they want that product. And that's exactly what Harvest is. It's a premium product using inner spring and natural organic latex, and there's not a premium cost to it. It's affordable luxury, which is something that we continue to tout throughout our line. Affordable luxury is what we offer, whether it's the Hemingway, the Millbrook, Eastman House, Eclipse, and our various brands. We have a product for every price point, for every purchaser.
Just two quick things. And forgive me because Steve and Stu have both said these things, but I just want to get really, really super clear on it. Customer sees Harvest, they come into your store, they buy it, you've got the sale. They go home, they think about it. For some reason, they forget about you, and they shouldn't forget about you if you did everything right. You own your zip codes. If a sale comes in direct, you get paid on it. This has never been done. It may never be done again. We love doing this. We think it's the way everybody should be doing it. You give us your valuable floor space. We honor that by paying you on every sale, not just the sales that you make in your store, but the sales that are made on the website. If it's attributed to your area code, your zip code, we have people getting huge checks.
Yeah,
us.
I love watching those pictures come across on the Facebook partners page. They're making presentations for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 checks to a retailer that didn't touch the product and got into consumers in his marketplace. And who else is doing that for you? I mean,
no one. We're the only ones.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Best program I've ever been associated with.
And I'm going to say any retailer who has been on the fence about this program, call Jeff Giannakovo at Gardner's Mattress and More in Lancaster, PA. Ask him if it's been a good move for him. He'll tell you. Call any one of our hundreds of dealers that are doing so well with this program. You don't want to miss this, because once the once these zip codes are gone, they're gone. One other thing, something's happened in the last few years. Okay. The acceleration of interest in natural and organic has gone through the roof, because we're more concerned about our health now than ever before. We've all had friends that were touched in a bad way in the last few years with health concerns. And what has happened is we have probably leapfrogged forward 10 years in those categories. And so I would be negligent if I didn't tell you that Harvest has organic components and is a natural product, and it has a revenue share that is ahead of its time. And I pray that if you're considering it, that you come to our space. It's B1118 at Market, and let us show you. And here's the beautiful thing about Harvest. You can do it with 2 or 3 beds. We're not asking for a 10-bed lineup like some manufacturers who, by the way, ask you for all this floor space, and then if they click and they buy direct, you get nothing. With us, you get the sale. Don't underestimate how important that could be to your business. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
One other thing I want to mention is
wound up.
Maybe 1 out of 10 of the dealers that look at it ask us if we could make a private label for them utilizing similar components and looks, and we have done that. So just realize the options are many. We have a very diverse line that you can come and see. We have another line called Natural Dreams, which is a parallel product, but it's also available in all latex, all 100% organic latex. And these products are on display at our showroom, as Pete mentioned, B1118 Las Vegas World Market Center.
Chris, can you pull up the comment that Chris Tahaney made from Dream Fit? I just want to read that. I think it's important. This is Chris, VP of Sales at Dream Fit. I wouldn't say the salespeople became lazy either, but I'm definitely hearing a lot of executives and owners saying it. So was there another one by Chris too, or is that the only one? Happy Monday, fellas. Nothing. I'd rather have playing in the background during my own market preparations than you guys. Hey, thanks, Chris. So I want to say something to all the retailers who are listening. We get what we recruit. We get what we train. We get what we tolerate. If you as an owner are looking side to side, and I'm going to warn you right now, you may not even want to watch this because this is a little bit on the brutal side. Most of my retailers do a great job. Some don't. If you look to side and you don't like who you see, you recruited them, you trained them, and you're tolerating them now. And so I would just say this, when I get asked advice on managing people, it's very simple. Recruit the best people you can get your hands on. And it doesn't matter if it's a waiter or a waitress. Some of those people are now VPs of sales that do great things in our industry. So don't look past waiters and waitresses. Some of the most successful salespeople and some of the most successful salespeople come from there. There are acres of diamonds underneath your feet. Look for talent everywhere. Recruit the best people and then train them and be very clear about the metrics. This is what success looks like. If you as a VP of sales or you as a sales manager can't go out and make a sale that a salesperson couldn't make by him or herself, you don't belong as a sales manager. You don't belong as a VP of sales. You are the stud or the studette. You set the bar. You show them how to put the tools into action. You show them how to close sales that cannot be closed. That being said, we often as human beings do not want to correct people, but we have to. You have to correct them as soon as you see a mistake or something that's not being done right. Often we wait till we've seen it 10 times and now it's too late. Provide consistent feedback. It's the most important thing you'll ever do as a sales manager, as a VP of sales, which I've been twice. You have to give consistent feedback. You have to model the tools. You have to model the process that you're encouraging. And so I'm encouraging every store owner to own the people around you and to invest in them with training and to use us. Me and Steve Karns would love to be in stores every Saturday. We would love it. If you need us there, we want to be there. We want to help you train your people. So recruit the best people and absolutely let them know what the metrics are, what success looks like. Give them the tools to win, model it, close sales, and give them consistent feedback. Guys, what did I miss?
You got it.
I think you nailed it. By the way, I still get feedback from Stuart just about every week. And you know what? I always laugh because, sometimes, it pushes you a little bit the wrong way. And then I just always sit back and say, what's he really telling me? And I said, oh my God, he's right again. It's part of that process. But I'm gonna put this on one of the very first days that Stuart had when we met each other way back in the early '80s. You know what he was doing? He was getting all of the mini displays and mini spring units and all of that because he was going on the road to go out and sell that stuff. And I tell all of my salespeople this all the time. I'm your toolbox. I've been down the road so many times. If you need something, you don't think you have the right tool to get the job done, call me up. I probably have it in my toolbox, or I know Stuart has it and I'll get it from him. There's always a way to win. I truly believe that too. There a lot of times people throw their hands up and say, I can't get that sale or whatever. And, it may take more time, but there's always a way to win. You just have to figure out what that path is. And, now, Pete, I know we're coming up to the end of the show. I assume that you saved the best for last.
This is what I do every show.
Okay.
Tell us why we should come to B1118, B1118 during Vegas Market, and anything that you guys want to say. The floor is yours. I promise I will try not to interrupt.
Well, I'll jump in real quick, and I'm just going to say that success breeds success. Our enthusiasm comes through, and we take we make a concerted effort that when a dealer brings in our product line, we don't just put a bed on the floor or a lineup on the floor. We make certain that it's successful. So come and see what it's all about. We've got beds for every retailer, whether it be high-end, promotional, mid-end, niche product like organic or all natural, coil and coil. Hemingway, 74 million hits a year for Ernest Hemingway. That's generic hits a year for the brand Ernest Hemingway. So if Ernest Hemingway is on your floor and on your website, you're going to be bringing traffic to your door. Come and see us. We've got what it takes.
Thanks, Stuart. Steve?
Innovation.
Yes.
That's where I'm gonna park it right now. Pete, I'm going to tell you that this is going to be the #1 market BIA has ever had since we've been going to Vegas. And one of the things that's going to drive it, we talked about the Hemingway product, which is spectacular. We talked about Harvest. We talked about Natural Dreams. We're going to have our Embrace line, which is our hybrid latex products there. We're going to have the Lifetime there. But we're also going to have a new product category called Glacier. And in that program, we are going to introduce the very first quilted hybrid split head king. And if you have no idea what that is, you need to come see it. If you understand what split head kings are, and that means you're probably in the luxury market of the bedding industry, and you probably didn't know that it could be done. And I believe we are the very first people to marketplace with a quilted split head hybrid king size mattress. And that being said, it is incredibly comfortable. We had it at our showroom last week, and I'm telling you, it was one of my favorite feels just getting on that bed. We signed up 38 dealers last week on the Split Head King just in 1 week, and that was before we get to market. I called our production manager, Greg Tanis, and I said, Greg, get ready. We're going to have to figure out how to do it because they're not what I call production friendly, like production run friendly. And we've already developed a plan that's going to help get the beds out. I mean, these beds, they're eye-opening. The comfort that you get out of these beds, the flexibility that a split head king gives to a consumer that wants wants an adjustable bed but doesn't like the crease down the middle. It's gonna take the industry by storm at Vegas. I promise you.
It absolutely will. And I've been blessed that Phil worked so hard to get drag operations kicking and screaming into producing them. And we have had them on the floor for about a month now. And I can tell you that it's succeeding wildly. It gives a point of differentiation to our retailers. It's a built-in market that Sleep Number has created. And we are the very first American-made hybrid flex head in the market. And we just rolled out our second one, and we have taken orders on it. We're just waiting on some fabric right now. But everybody that has put the flex heads on the floor have sold them immediately. Within 24 hours of hitting the floor, these things start turning, and they are not low price. They are medium to higher price, and it is an absolute great way for any retailer to differentiate him or herself from the competition. So if you don't know what flex heads are,
second, Pete.
I'm sorry.
Let me just jump in a second. So
Sure.
This is not a mattress put into an envelope, a smooth top. This is quilted, flanged, stapled, and tape edged. So it's a real mattress, and it's the first time a real mattress has been made available to retail in a split top to work with any adjustable base.
Yep.
And it's worth every penny, Pete. I know you said it was more expensive, but it's worth every penny.
It's unbelievable. When I asked my retailers the prices they sold them for, I was astounded. So it's great for everybody. It's great for the consumer who actually is hungry for this product. It's great for the retailer. It's a great way to differentiate yourself. And yes, Stuart, you are 100% right. Split head king is a game changer. Absolutely. And split head queen is a game changer as well.
Yeah.
And as much as you guys say this is expensive, it's far less than the people that are putting it in the envelope style zip-on cover.
Yep.
So once again, affordable luxury.
Yes. Let's never forget affordable luxury. It is a great tagline, but we actually live it. And Scott, thank you for being here. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at market, my friend. Guys, this has felt like 5 minutes and I want to keep going, but they're pulling a plug on me. Any last words that you want to say before we say goodbye?
That went really fast.
It went super fast.
Thank you for having us, Pete. It's always an honor to be on your show. And if anybody wants to reach out, you can contact me through the Pete Primeau Show. And I'm willing to talk to anybody and everyone. So please don't hesitate.
And thank you, Pete. And I'll see you at market.
I will see you at market, sir. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everybody. And thank you, everybody that made comments. I didn't get to them all. We appreciate you more than we know. Come see us in Vegas. We'd love to see you. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.